Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We've got some games to cover and some games to preview, so let's go it! Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. In California is Trevor Plouffe. In the Bronx, Jake Storielli wearing Pirates baseball, long sleeve t-shirt, and BBD producing in the corner, short sleeve shirt. For some reason, it looked like a hoodie. I only have half your body. I am home at my house. Trevor's home at his house. Jake is home at his house, and BBD is at the office, which is neighbors with his new house. How are you doing, Trev?
James, I messed that up. Jacob, big dong. It's so good to be home. You guys know I love New York, but man, there's something about the comfort of Magnum Condom Studios that goes unnoticed sometimes. I'm excited to talk about the games. You guys are going to kind of have to fill me in on some of the finer points maybe because I was on a flight during these games. I followed along but didn't get to watch them, unfortunately. But I know what happened. I'm excited to talk about them. We're all wearing black because we just came from the Yankees and the Cardinals funeral. They're dead. Tough. But
two other teams are dead. They're just walking.
Yeah, the Red Sox, I think, are dead, and possibly the White Sox. All the Sox are dead.
First, the Birds go.
No, they're not.
And that's really weird because Trevor was wearing socks on his flight yesterday. So now he wore Cardinals jersey, Yankees jersey, and socks.
I did wear socks.
And they are 0-4 now. A couple things. It's a short sleeve Pirate shirt. Want to clear that up. Shout out Cole Tucker. I'm in the studio with BBD, and he can see my whole body and a lot more. Yeah, I'm excited to see. The Red Sox are so dead. As we record this right now, Sale's getting rocked. That's not true. It's Friday afternoon. But
are we recording? It's
yeah, man. I think the home teams held serve. The Astros are so gross. And a little NL baseball coming up tonight.
Trev, what did you watch on your flight?
What'd you watch on your flight, Trev?
It was interesting because, like I said, I was trying to pay attention to the game. So I had a game day up, I believe. And then on the screen in front of me, which was no live TV, only movies.
Yeah.
I watched Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, it's huge. I got a couple more awards from that. For you. And then what else did I watch? I watched another movie.
Just run that back, watch it twice.
Jimmy Robot. Uh-oh, Robot Jim early.
Jim's a robot. I don't have Jim as a robot.
Wow.
I did not read Dune. I totally forgot.
That's good. Trev,
I watched another movie though. I can't remember what it was.
I've got a question. Must have been good. Flying east to west, and you see Lord of the Rings, and you're stoked. You're like, this is about to chew up half my flight. Are you, when it ends, are you stoked that it just chewed up half your flight, or are you like, damn, I just watched that whole flick and I still got half a flight to go?
A little bit of the latter there. It's a 6-hour flight.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough. And I was, didn't love my seat that I had. There's some big people next to me. I got bogarted for the, not Xander. I got bogarted for the elbow rest.
Word of the day.
This lady came and sat in and just took over both armrests.
Love that.
Yeah.
Power play, and I respected it, so I just let her have it.
Should have took off your socks, maybe save some seasons.
I did have white socks on yesterday. No red on my socks, so maybe the Red Sox aren't dead.
Little blood.
Wow.
Little blood.
If anyone's dead, it's the Red Sox. Well, I was going to say something I forget. Should we get into the baseball? What we're going to do on today's episode is we're going to recap Game 1, Astros versus White Sox, Game 1, Rays versus Red Sox. Then we'll preview the two NLDSs that start today. Probably put 10 minutes on the clock for each conversation. Keep it nice and tidy. No burns. We're going to, as a community, you guys will have to help us remind Jake to write burns. He wants to write them. We're very busy.
Everyone tweet at me at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Like, make sure you write some burns.
Set your dog on fire.
Don't tweet at him. Because at 10 a.m., dude, if you haven't had your coffee yet, you're just in go mode. You're a people pleaser. So you never know. So yeah, remind him tomorrow. So let's get right into it. The first recap is being brought to you by, do you know, Jake?
The first recap is being brought to you by Manscaped. Shave your dick. Because you don't want it covered in hair. If your dick's covered in hair, you got to shave that too. I've seen the base of yours. There's hair there. You got to tighten it up. Fellas, batting leadoff for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Is this true? Lawnmower 4.0? I would have batted.
That's their copy?
Yeah, I would have batted Mookie.
Hold up. We had Chris Rose on in the studio, the Rose rotation in the studio, but his other room, and Jake and I were working in our office, and we just heard Rose say, batting leadoff, the lawnmower, and we both laughed because we thought that was a Chris Rose original line. Like he was
me
just getting,
too.
Yeah.
He was just getting creative with his ad read. I didn't know he was reading the copy. That's funny.
We thought he went for it, and the ad copy went for it. Man, trusted by over 2 million men worldwide to shave around their penis. You got to be delicate down there. Swing for the fences with Manscaped for all your hairiest grooming needs. And hey, you get 20% off and free shipping with the code Talkin at manscaped.com. Man, they've got all sorts of stuff you should use down there. They've got the ball. What is that? Ball juice?
Yep. It's actually all the employees at Manscaped have been saving up.
The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. I mean, that's a lot of CRs and a lot of balls for me. But it all helps. And, man, true story. I use Manscaped to shave my downstairs, and it is a treat down there. Trevor Plouffe has a question.
I got a suggestion for Manscaped.
Okay.
Maybe just scaped. Like, women got to shave too. We don't need like a jungle down there.
That's the 5-year plan, Trev.
That's you could carve out a nice little like decoration down there with Manscaped.
I sure have.
If girls want our balls all toned up and our base of our dick all shiny,
Jesus.
Thank you, Manscaped. That's code TALKIN, manscaped.com, 20% off with free shipping till the end of October. And yeah, I went from full replica of Fenway down there to I went Wrigley.
Really?
Ivy and everything for depth. Jim, I can try to. You want me to freestyle a couple burns just to get us through it?
Yeah, freestyle the Astros game real quick just to get us through it, because it is boring to just tell people
what happened. Okay,
which is why the burns got invented, because I think it's so boring to tell people the game score. Just read a box score, and Jake was like, "Let me burn it real quick. I'll make it fun." So yeah, play the music, and Jake's gonna burn it. Jake's gonna burn this baby.
Jake, on your mark.
Oh my god!
Burn. Lance will make them dance on both sides of the field in Game 1 in Houston as the Chicago White Sox take on the Astros. In the second, Jake sucks. Jake Myers with the RBI single to open it up. And then my guy, he uses me in his hype videos, Alex Bregman with the RBI groundout. It's 2-0. Make it tree. Trev's over under. Oh no, Jordan Alvarez with the deep double. 3-0. Brantley makes it 5. And then Jordan goes big fly. Oh, big fella. He's special. We haven't mentioned the White Sox because Lance McCullers in that Snapdragon. 6.2 shutty. White Sox push one across in the 8th. Will it matter today? We'll find out. It didn't matter yesterday. Lynn got knocked around. Lopez got knocked around. Even Crochet got hit a little bit. Houston takes one down at Minute Maid. 6-1 final.
Astros just said, "Welcome to the postseason." Scored early and often. What did they score in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th? A run? Push across 4 or 5 innings in a row?
1-2-2-1 in the second through fifth innings.
I don't know about that. Trev, you tagged me in a tweet. What was the tweet you tagged me in? And then give me your thoughts on it. Honest thoughts.
I tagged you in a tweet. I just retweeted.
No, you tagged me in it.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I must have messed up.
Must have been airplane high.
My thoughts. I think Lance McCullers Jr. is quickly becoming one of the big game pitchers in baseball. And he doesn't – I was talking to Chris about this morning. He told me he only has one other playoff win.
Okay.
So that's interesting. But I think he's pitched well, maybe just gotten some no decision. I need to look up the stats. I'm sorry. But when I watch the guy pitch, I hate the cliches. This guy loves the big game. He loves the big moment. But when you watch him pitch, that's what you think. Like, he thrives in that environment. It seems like a lot of the Astros do. Like, they're there for the playoffs. They don't give a shit about the regular season. And I believe this team 100% is the epitome of World Series or bust. They could give a fuck about the DS. They could give a shit about the CS. Right now, for them, it is World Series or bust, and they're playing like it. And they can do it all day.
They can do anything.
They're a scary team, man. Scary.
Couple things. Jim, I don't want to send you on a wormhole. I think my guy A-Rod said this, but McCullers slider, I think it's normally pretty premier. It's a 2,800, 2,900. I don't know if he was sitting or peaking, but he was into 3K RPMs in this game.
Ooh.
So either adrenaline or funny business.
Ooh.
I'll let you
McCullers?
decide. Yeah, Lance was snapping him.
I'll go dig into those numbers.
Lance was snapping them. Huge game for him. And by the way, we're gonna have to look back into this, but remember Lance McCullers got that extension, and we're like, hey, Lance got paid, good for him. I don't know, man. If he continues pitching this postseason like this, he might have shorted himself a couple doll hairs. The first thing that jumped out to me, looking at the box score, we've talked so much about both these lineups and how stacked they are. And who opens up the scoring in Houston but Jake Myers? Not in a lot of guys' books. He's playing some center field. It's him and Chas McCormick, our C guy. So the fact that I think Jake Myers opened it up, that's a little bit of a backbreaker in and of itself. Like, we just got through all those guys, and now he's going to do it to us. And then, Trev, your guy, Jordan. The Astros kind of have Lance Lynn's number. His last 4 or 5 starts against him now, they really have rocked him. Jordan Alvarez, we've said it so many times this year that, like, underrated. Even if you know who he is, underrated. What he's doing at a young age, he gets lost amidst Houston and all the other young stars in the game, and the fact that he's kind of already a DH only for the most part. What he's doing is special, and he showed it today with double, homer, middle of the lineup.
I have dug in to some numbers.
Okay.
And I would like to share with you what happened.
Okay.
And this is a good news for the White Sox. They had stage fright. They needed a playoff game. Can I tell you some crazy fucking numbers?
Yes.
First 2 pitches of the at-bat, Trev, the 0-0, the 1-0, or the 0-1, first 2 pitches of the at-bat during the regular season, White Sox hitters swung at those pitches at a 33% clip. Aggressive, early, bat to ball. I think they're definitely the upper half of the league in that, but I think they're top 10 swinging early. Versus McCullers, 8%. They just took everything. They let McCullers get so ahead. He only had 1 2-0 count. He only had 1 3-1 count. And they just let him throw strikes. Man, his first pitches of the game, they took 88% of the first pitches in at-bats. If Lance McCullers threw a ball and it was 1-0, they only swung 3 times at a 1-0 pitch. So hopefully the White Sox have a team meeting and they're like, we got to swing.
Yeah.
That's where we're bangers. That's
You don't want to get behind.
That's crazy low. Only 8% of the time did they swing at the first or second pitch in the count against McCullers, giving him a big advantage, letting him just get that first pitch strike. Or he's down 1-0. You only swing at 3. And now you just let him get right back in the count at 1-1. So hopefully the White Sox just have like a little internal meeting, like, hey, let's start swinging.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this, and the numbers are just crazy when you look at 0-0 and 0-1, or the difference between 0-1 and 1-0. Like, the numbers for your at bat after that are drastically different, especially against a guy like Lance who has put away stuff. You don't want to get behind the count. I'm looking at his postseason numbers. He's actually had a really fun kind of pitching career in the postseason. Not a lot of starts. If you remember back in 2018, 2017, he had some starts and he had some out of the pen when they won the World Series. 2018, no starts, all out of the pen. I think that's when he threw like a zillion curveballs in a row. Do you guys remember that? Like, it was like 23 curveballs in a row.
Against the Yankees in Game 7 of the LCS. Yeah, Trev.
Oh, sorry.
Remember that.
No, see, that was 2017 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Game 7.
So he has only one win in the postseason before last night. So he gets his second win in the postseason, brings his ERA cumulative down to 2.87. I don't know why I like the guy so much. I mean, I know why I like the guy so much, but maybe he needs to be kind of like more out there in baseball. Astros fans love him, but go watch this guy pitch. He didn't get any tips. He wasn't in the box getting freaking trash can bangs, okay?
Okay.
Trev, you like him because he's the leather jacket wearing man you want to be. That's really interesting with Lance getting ahead like that because he only finishes with 4 punchies and 6.2. So I wonder if they're getting behind and then just trying to put it in play. I know Pedro said after the game with that goddamn sexy goatee he's rocking that he was like, it felt like McCullers had a dominant 12K performance. So interested to see what was going on there. And yeah, Jim, you and I were talking about this on the recording chairs yesterday, and I don't think I did a good job of depicting it. Was why I liked Houston, this game being in Houston for the White Sox, was I thought they were getting this either way. With the Lance Lynn numbers against the Houston Astros, with the Astros being the bad men getting their first playoff game, I kind of thought the White Sox were going to get the work in Game 1, whether it's in Chicago or Houston. Now that they've been punched in the mouth in Houston, I think today they're going to have a chance with our guy Giolito on, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But that being said, I think everyone in here took Houston to win this series.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that kind of sucks for the White Sox is that Crochet threw 26 pitches. He's never thrown over like 20 pitches and pitched the next day. So, and he got hit. He got 3 hits in those hits. I mean, a couple were shift beating singles. He didn't get rocked. He gets experience out of the way, but the White Sox need to win today with it being, and White Sox, correct me if this is not the path. You know more about your team than I do. I'm just kind of guesstimating here because I think Crochet, they won't ask him to do that. But if they win, it's got to be Giolito to Kimbrel to Hendricks, right? That's the formula today.
You can mix in a Bummer, Terpera, or Kopech, but yeah, if you're the White Sox, you want to win with your playoff formula today. And
what were you? What did you just say that was interesting to you? That the colors didn't get a lot of punch outs?
Only 4 strikeouts and 6.2.
Okay, maybe because they were just putting two strike pitches in play.
I need the White Sox fans to let us know. You guys know your Sox better than we do. We just watched Trev Snapdragon lay the dick on him.
Huh?
What?
Are we talking about Trev's bearded dragon, or what are we talking about?
I don't know what you said there.
I got lost for a little bit, too.
They put 19 balls in play. It was just a lot of middle counts. 2-2. All right, so he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-2 counts that the White Sox put a ball in play. So they were at least battling at the tail end. They just let him get ahead too much. Who's going tonight for Houston?
It is Framber versus Giolito. This is going to be a fun game.
What time is this one?
This is the afternoon game, 2:07 coming up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Giolito's last start in Houston, 9 innings pitched, complete game.
Oh,
Dealt.
show me your meat.
I actually like the White Sox in tonight's game. Are we there? Are we previewing now?
Yeah,
Are we still talking about?
No, we're not even going to preview that game. So you can talk about the White Sox game tonight a little bit. Yes.
I think the White Sox are going to come out tonight. I do. I love Framber, but if I'm going Lucas or Framber, and I'm thinking about the lineups versus each guy, I just think that they might get to Framber early. I think the White Sox are going to answer. I don't think this is going to go like Houston sweeps quick out of the series. I think there's going to be some fight there. This team's too damn good, and I think a guy like Framber, I think he might have a tough one tonight.
Oh,
I know. I love Framber. I'm just in my head. I'm thinking about all those guys, those big right-handed bats in that lineup.
Well, that's the game path today, because Framber is one of the few pitchers in Major League Baseball that gets better as the game goes. So, Trev, you're right. Like, the White Sox need to punch back. Their best shot is going to be against Framber early. They got all those righties. And we know our guy Giolito is going to bring it. I mean, even if he doesn't have his A stuff, he's going to empty the tank to try to get it to Kopech with limited damage. So, we'll see. I mean, man, at the same time, Houston Astros are just a bunch of hungry dogs, man. They just want to rip your neck out every day.
I take back everything I just said. Framber's a reverse split guy. He's got a 70. What is this?
Obviously.
Yeah, his numbers are better against righties, so I'm an idiot. But I still, in my mind, for some reason, even though I see these numbers in front of me, I'm still thinking White Sox come out and get some runs.
Can I tell you something, Trev, that I just did more research on Framber? He only throws strikes in the zone in the first 2 pitches of an at-bat 48% of the time. So if the White Sox listen to me and change their strategy and just swing early, it might hurt them because Framber doesn't pepper the zone early in the count.
Oh, man. He's banking on their aggressiveness.
Is that the beauty of baseball? The White Sox should have been aggressive yesterday, patient today. We'll see what they do. All right, let's move on to the next game that happened. It's a cron pot. Again, Rays fans, Red Sox fans, you know your team better than us, so correct us when we're wrong. We're happy to learn more. Jake, you want to do a little burn for this guy?
Oh, you want the remix?
Yeah.
What game was this again? Rays Sox?
Yeah, we watched it.
That's
on
the
stream.
one.
Oh, my God. People can watch the stream highlights on our Jam Baseball channel.
Wait, hold on. I'm back to what I said. Don't the White Sox crush lefties? They don't ever lose against them?
I think that changed. There was only one lefty, Mike Minor, who they would crush. They would get beat by. Yes. I don't know if that stayed the same, but last year and the first half of this year, absolutely.
Interesting.
I can find the team splits if you want me to. But Jake, let's
Do
burn
it.
Ray. I'll find the team splits while Jake burns.
On your mark, get set, burn.
Ooh, a little AL Beast matchup as Trev's Boston Red Sox take on Trev's Tampa Bay Rays. Shane McClanahan, the young lefty, going against Erod Baseball. Isn't he wonderful? Wander Franco double scores the best ever. Randy, it's 1-0. Make it 2 as Yandy the Grape Diaz. Go watch JJR. 2-0 Rays. It's 3-0 Nelson Cruz. Oh, Boppy, can he play baseball? He hits the rings on his way to getting a ring. In the 5th, he's the best to ever play baseball. Randy, down the line, Yabo, Arozarena, his 10th playoff homer. That doesn't even make sense. Tell you what else doesn't make sense. Bottom 7, that same guy is stealing home. Randy steals home in a playoff game. First time since Javi Baez does it. Why haven't I mentioned the Red Sox? Because they didn't push one across. McClanahan for 5. JT Chagua. David Robertson, former Yankees heartthrob, and bring out the fire hose as JP Fireheisen ices it. Rays win 5-0 in the Trop. Pino.
The White Sox are not amazing versus lefties anymore. They have the 4th most wins in MLB, but I mean, they at one point they were like 20-0 against lefties. I think I might have said righties.
Yeah.
So they're 25-17 against lefties versus left-hand starting pitchers this year. They have a team OPS of 793, which is good and probably well above league average.
Really good.
But
It's really
when we used to talk about this, they were like 20-0,
Right.
and had
Yes.
like a 950 OPS. It was crazy.
Andrew Vaughn, X Factor today if he gets the start.
But they've been beat by Tyler Alexander. Beat him. He's a lefty. I know Minor beat him twice this year. He's a lefty. Looks like Mania beat him. He's a lefty. So they're still a top tier team against lefty starters, but it was like,
Yeah.
hey,
Framber,
bet your house.
2 games against the White Sox this year. The White Sox hit 245, so I guess that's right around league average for batting average. But they slugged well for 775 OPS against Framber. So I think maybe they cancel each other out. Maybe it's just gonna be a good old fashioned dogfight.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so Trev, in this game, you missed the Randy Arozarena and the Trop show. We had
I watched a lot of highlights, but then I was just waiting for you to tell me I told you so. I told you so.
I mean, I don't need to double down. Like I told you it was going to happen. I don't need to. You know, Trev. Everyone knows. Everyone besides delusional Rays fans that defend a dumpster. Imagine that.
I gotta say, I never had a problem like picking up the ball in the roof there.
We had like
know it's
4
white.
pop-ups. Like Verdugo
I
had
know it's
one.
white, but
Verdugo had one. Luplow had one. I believe Joey. They all got caught, but there's definitely a lot of dancing underneath them. Like what the hell? And then we did get a catwalk home run. But let's start with Randy. Randy scored from first. The first run of the game, scored from first to third. I don't even know if he got the go sign, but I would say 99% of starting baseball players are held up there. And that's probably like elite pinch runners score on that play. And he happens to be in both of those categories. Then Randy hits a home run on a 3-2 fastball. Then Randy gets on base again. I forget how he got on base, and he steals home. I mean, it was the Randy Arozarena show. And he, I think, is a slow heartbeat guy because he doesn't even get pumped up in his celebrations. He just goes like this.
he was pretty fired up there, I thought.
You see when he stole home, he popped up. He didn't even do a let's go or vamos or scream. Just like, it's happening. Yeah, that's what I do. You guys know it. You're nuts.
Yeah, he's so fun to watch. This whole damn team is so fun to watch. Talking about Rays being Rays, I mentioned this on Baseball Today with C. Rose. The pitching staff, it's the most Rays thing ever that none of the pitchers that pitched yesterday for the Rays started the season on the team. McClanahan came up pretty early, but he wasn't there at the beginning. And then you got 3 guys who basically weren't there at all during the year. Shagwa came over in a trade. David Robertson was a free agent sign after he pitched well for Team USA, and then Fire Rising's another trade. So, I mean, that's just how they do things. Shagwa, my boy, such a Rays guy. Such a Rays guy.
High T?
I mean, they can just do it all. Yeah. He's a high T guy.
I like
you guys
that.
would like Shags.
Dude, they pitched a JT and a JP. The Rays are doing name stuff again, and they slipped it by me in live time.
Yeah, it's messed up. McClanahan, like, I know we get caught up in the Rays being Rays because Trev just mentioned their 3 relievers that closed out this game. Basically, if you were any team around baseball, you could have had access to these relievers, but the Rays went out and got them and are having them finish out playoff games. Shane McClanahan, on the other hand, that's a 24-year-old lefty that throws a 98 two-seamer with movement. And Jim and I, we were watching the game, live streaming it. The slider came and went a little bit. But again, this is 5 shutty against the Boston Red Sox, who the top 8 in that lineup, top 7 in that lineup can hit, can really hit. and he goes 5 shutty. Man, I can't wait to see Boz today because, dude, Boz is 22. Like, if the Rays go on a World Series run, whether they win or lose the World Series, those two guys are going to be in the rotation for a while. And, like, the way you can tell how good a dude is by the way other pros talk about him. The way people talk about Boz, it, like, worries me. Like, special. So, yeah, Rays casually shut out the Sox. Full pension Piv kind of eats it. He throws 4.273 in the middle of the game. If you're Boston, you hope that matters. Make it matter.
Yeah, it's a bad stat line that can get a lot of claps later on in the postseason for saving some bullpens and just releasing it. He did not have the fake curveball that he had in the last game of the season against the Orioles. He tried.
They pumped some humidity into the Trop to make guys' curveballs not work. That's just
Obviously.
Trop being the Trop, yeah.
They'll pay for that, but they won't pay for new speakers that Tyler Glass now wants them to get.
Hey, did you know that this is a true story about just dumb fields? I don't want to call them dumb fields.
You already said it. It's out.
The Metrodome was pretty much like the Trop, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Where's the Metrodome right now?
Dead.
Turned into rubble.
The Metrodome is dead. Yeah. So there's the rumors that like they used to turn the AC on when the Twins were hitting or something like that because like the air was different, and then turn it off when the other team was hitting. I feel like I'm not putting it past the Rays. Like they have something like that going on with the Trop. I never heard of it when I was there, but wouldn't surprise me.
Dude, I cannot believe Shane Baz is starting this game. He's appeared in 3 MLB games. You've seen these stories like McClanahan, Terrence Gore making his debut in the postseason or having more postseason at bats. But by the end, or, last year Pache did it because of injury. This is a starting pitcher, and this isn't because of injury. It's just the Rays being sick in the head.
Have you seen like what Boz has done this year? Like the levels he's played at?
Well,
it's crazy.
He hasn't even the first batter of this game will be the 50th batter he faces in an MLB game.
I'm gonna get it up. I saw what it was earlier, but I kind of forget. I want to make sure we get all of them.
He's 22 and he's from Texas.
The Wizard of Boz, the final piece of that Archer trade.
So he went started in Double-A to a 2.48, went to Durham to a 1.76. He pitched in the Futures game. He pitched in the Olympics. Now he's pitching in the postseason. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, have a year.
I love that the Rays were like, yeah, no, you can take him for the Olympics. We just need him for the postseason.
That's crazy.
Awesome. Oh.
There's 3 active players from Shane Boz's high school, including him, in the big leagues right now.
What?
Would you like to guess the other 2? Want me to just tell you?
I think you got it.
They're from Texas. Tomball, Texas is a big. I knew a couple guys that came out of there. Big baseball town.
I think you're there.
Randall Grichuk.
Well, wait, hold up.
They're both young.
Jake.
All 3 of them are young dudes. They might have all been there at the same time.
There's 2 guys we got to guess.
2 guys you got to guess. They might have been there at the same time as Boz. One pitcher, one position player.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask for.
I think I know one.
When were their debuts?
2020 and 2021.
Wow. Okay.
I know one for sure.
Trev's got one.
I got one. I don't know for sure, but I know this guy's from Tomball also.
That's a really good hint.
I said because I thought you might think of him, Trev.
I have a weed plant named after him.
Ooh.
Wow.
Is the same high school?
Yeah. Concordia Lutheran High School. And the other one's Glen Otto.
Oh. In my book.
Tomball, Texas.
How about that? Key Bryan and Glen Otto.
Shout out Paul Kelly. I played with a guy named Paul Kelly, who I thought was going to be all like the best ever. He had 2 fingers. This is a true story. Dude.
Here we go.
On his glove hand, this hand, he had these 2 digits like knocked off right here.
Jesus.
From a lawnmower accident earlier in his life.
I've been looking, dude. Jake and I decided I'd be a great person to have half a pinky. Like, it would give me the confidence boost that some bald men get by having their like hair restored. So I'm a little jealous.
If Jimmy could work a pinky nub into conversations, like, I think he'd walk just a little bit taller.
Yeah. Like, if I knew at any point in conversation I could just hold my hand up like this and people would be off their guard. I just go like this, and then they'd be like a little protected, and then I have the upper hand in that conversation. I would do wonders for my confidence if I lost half my pinky, trying to figure it out how to do it. There's a 4th kid from that high school from they're all the same age that's in the red system. His name is Garrett Wolforth.
Ooh, hot.
Okay.
Catcher, first baseman, outfielder. So we got the old Schwarber combo.
Drafted the same year as Key Bryant.
Little Dalton Varsho.
Is that the biggest hitter? Like, if you're in the minor leagues and they have you as catcher, first baseman, outfielder, they should just say hitter.
Yeah. You hit.
Like,
this guy hits.
You raking, baby.
We'd love to hit you somewhere.
Slow running hitter. That's what that breaks down to. This guy can hit and he ain't fast.
Couple other things. Wander Franco, 20 years old. How's your 2 for 4? Batting second in your first playoff game. That's disgusting. We did see the Red Sox try to do a little bit of Rays devil magic with Schwarber stealing, and we're like, okay, this could be fun. And then this is just straight box scoring. This is Rays devil magic. The Red Sox had 9 hits, which, hey, you're like coming into the game, you know, if we have 9 hits, that's a pretty good playoff game. No walks and no extra base hits. The Rays gave up 9 singles, which feels strategic and sicko Ray shit.
Want to know why that's so strategic, Jake?
Because nobody cares about first base in baseball anymore.
Because nobody cares about singles at all. They only care about extra base hits. And the Rays also took away a ton of hits. The Red Sox barreled up. How many hard hit balls do you think the Red Sox had? More than the Rays, I would guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hard hit balls for the Red Sox just at gloves. In the biggest moment, they roped one at Yandy at third, who literally went like this. Thanks, coach, for standing me there. There was so many in the outfield. It's just defensive alignment and positioning. The Rays are a stimulation. They're the Sims in real life. Simulation.
No, they're a little bit of a stimulation.
Those words are the same for me.
Yeah,
it's the Sims.
Dude,
but baseball, but real life.
That's literally everything Trev's told us about the Rays is that they are a simulation meets high testosterone. That's a stimulation.
Yeah. Yes.
That's so true. It's high T level. They're eating popcorn on the fucking bench. Did they give a shit about the first game of a playoff series?
They've won the World Series.
I know Rays fans don't want to buy shirts from us, Jake, but can we make like a popcorn Rays shirt?
Yeah, we've got it.
If they continue to eat popcorn on the bench. But yeah, they just have the best analytics department in baseball, and then they draft for their analytics department. And they trade and they build for their department. They don't work their analytics around their players. They take, it's the analytics first. That's what you root for as a Rays fan. You root for the system, and then they just plug and play nameless, faceless dudes. And some become studs, and others, you're like Joey Wendell. He's never going to be a national name, but he's perfect for the Rays.
We've got a pretty sick Senor Octubre shirt coming out soon. That's nice. One of our best designs. We'll get something going on the popcorn front.
Someone in the chat gave us a good shirt.
Huge.
What did they say?
Well, it's only because I love this movie so much. There was a "What's in the Bars?"
What's in the bars? I think we can use his last name.
Maybe it doesn't work.
The other thing, Austin Hedges said it on Chris Rose's AL preview, and it was kind of one of the best way to describe the Rays. He was just like, when you talk about organizations or even football teams or anything that has a plan and they believe in that plan so much that they execute to that plan, the Rays have a plan they fully believe in, They execute it to the 100th degree, and it works because it does work, and they just recycle through that over and over. They're a factory, man.
Yeah, the Red Sox did have more hard hit balls than the Rays in this game.
The Rays like that shit.
And nothing to show for it. It's crazy.
That's luck. I don't want to give so much credit to their front office for putting them in the right places. That's more just, I feel like that's just a
some of the
lucky thing
infielders, some of the outfield stuff. The one that I'm talking about at third base, like I think that's mostly luck because that's split second. But there was some outfield stuff where the Red Sox hit it hard and it was just like, 5 steps this way, 5 steps that way.
They also get excellent defensive players out there.
Yeah.
They just pound into your head. Ooh. We're putting you in a position to succeed. We're putting you in a position to succeed. Then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm in a position to succeed. This is awesome.
Smart.
Zoolander hypnotized shit.
Yeah, basically.
So it's so both teams have to win today or it's a 4-game series max. Like if the Red Sox lose with Sale and the White Sox lose with Giolito, both Sox, I mean, one of them is going to get swept and one will go 4, and there's no game 5. So that's how I feel about it.
72% of the teams that win the first game in a 5-game series win the series. And more if it's at home, 77% if it's first game's at home.
But they also have their, like, I know Lance Lynn was really good, but like Giolito when his stuff's right and Sale, those are like their dudes.
Sales, I already told you guys at the start. Sales already getting hit.
Wow,
already getting hit.
I don't know, man. I think Sale has a good chance tonight. I know he just got beat up by them in his last start, so a lot of people are remembering that. But that was like he faced him back-to-back starts. He has a really good career ERA at the Trop, so he feels comfortable pitching there. I told Chris this morning. Chris Sale should be on the Rays. He's such a Rays pitcher.
Zunino just hit a home run.
Did he?
Possibly.
Yeah. What was the count?
It's 2-1.
Zunino's just good, dude. I really enjoyed watching him last night. Behind the dish.
So thick.
Zunino. All right, well, let's talk about these DS games. So I turned my TV
You got
on.
me right there. I was just like, did he just really hit a home run?
Before we talk
Jesus Christ.
about tonight's game, let's talk about Dugout Mugs a little bit. You guys already know Dugout Mugs has been riding with us throughout the playoffs because they're a baseball company. They make baseball bats you can drink out of. It's the dream, man. Promo code Talkin gives you 30% off all of their best products, including their new metal Dugout Mugs. I mean, they're pretty gnarly. If you're trying to impress your coworker, I would actually know what I would do. I'd bring out the wood for like a week, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Dugout Mugs, okay. And so then they're going to order their wood one, and when their wood one comes in, that's when you best out the metal one. And you're like, whoops. Double down on the Dugout Mugs. So they've got those. They've also got the knob shots for free. You just got to pay the shipping and handling on it. DugoutMugs.com/talkin. 30% off. Go check them out. They're the best. They've been riding with us for a little while now. Baseball company, baseball bats, baseball drinks, Dugout Mugs.
Can I suggest something for the people?
Suggest away.
Go get you the free knob shot.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing right here, $8.95 shipping and handling. Go get this, and if you have this in your hand and you see the quality of it, I think then you'll be like, oh, shit, I need to go order a mug, a couple mugs.
Do it.
Knob shot.
Jake's elementary school nickname.
Kind of a big shot, to be honest with you. Like, this is like, you take this, you're like, fuck.
Speaking of,
we have the Brew Crew versus Atlanta Braves. Is that the first game? I don't know. I was being all meek because I don't know which.
Oh yeah, and we're Cron Pod. Okay, so
we're Cron Pod.
First game is
White Sox Houston at 2.
White Sox
Atlanta Milwaukee at 4:37.
Yes.
Man, we've got lineups. Corbin Burns versus Charlie Morton.
We got lineups for game one because we're going to talk about the full series a little here. But what's lineup for game one? Read them to me real quick if you have them in front of you.
Braves Brewers.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So Wong, Adames, Yelly, Garcia, Rowdy Tellez, our guy, Eddie Escobar, Trev's guy, Narvaez, Locaine hitting 8th, and Corbin Burns. Let's see if any of them have good numbers off Morton. Yelly, 6 for 15. And then for the ATL Dirty Birds, Soler, Freeman, Albies, Young, Thick, Austin Riley, Adam Duvall in center. That'll make it move. Eddie Rosario, Travis d'Arnaud, and Dansby Swanson, who is 4 for 5 versus Corbin Burns with 2 homers, batting 8th.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. Jolly Olive. He hosts Shea Station, Mets podcast, JOMBOY Media. He also has his own YouTube channel where he does like deep dive baseball video. I think the term is video essay, but that might like people might not like that because the term essay, the word essay sucks. But he does these video series. They're awesome. We on Talkin Baseball, we kept running into all these really weird splits, and we told Jolly, hey, do one of those. And he just put it out today. Go watch it if you have not. His biggest split for the Brewers was Corbin Burns FIP. And I think if I'm remembering right, I watched it as soon as I woke up. Corbin Burns FIP's like the second best ever since Pedro in 99.
He's a video game. The Brewers made him
Yikes.
in a video game.
And they have a good defense, and he doesn't. He's like, I don't need you guys. We're good.
Brewers got defense, pitching. They're like a team that's going to need timely hits. I don't think they're going to win by routes a lot, but it's baseball, could happen. But I don't think that's their formula. Where the Braves need to be up like 5 before they get to their bullpen because they got a leaky pen. So I'm interested to see this. I like the Braves because of the pitch, or the Brewers because of the pitching. And my most curious thing, and we kind of did this in our preview or our bracket session on YouTube. I think I was interested on who's going to go to the pen to replace Devin Williams. And I think it was Rosie who said Hauser.
He did say
and
that.
I was wondering if, it's another starter. If Ashby is just going to become a multiple inning guy. Like, I'm interested to see how they replace Devin Williams. They have pieces to do it. Not that are Devin Williams, but.
Interesting. Brewers fans, I think they might be open to funny business. They only have their first 2 starters listed. You'd assume Freddie Peralta's game 3. That was the classic Patrick Corbin pitch game 1 throw day start. I'd be interested to see if they go there. Right now they have Hauser and Peralta listed in the pin, but Ashby, Hader, Boxberger, they've got a formula down there. Man, these 2 teams, I think they're kind of similar. And I don't know if it just comes down to if Corbin Burns or Charlie Morton, who's got their A+ stuff and who's got their B+ stuff today. The one thing that I do think is significantly different, and we'll see if it matters over the 5-game stretch, the Brewers roster is deeper. On the Brewers bench right now, Vogie, Urias, who we talked about, Jackie Bradley Jr., who's played in a lot of games, Jace Peterson, who had a really nice season, Tyrone Taylor. They've got a lot of pieces on their bench that I think can be a factor, especially, we're playing NL baseball here, so we're going to have a lot of pinch hits and double subs. Meanwhile, on the Braves bench, you're looking at Adrianza, Arcia, Terrence Gore, Heredia. They'll have the one solid bench piece in whichever outfielder doesn't play. Jock Peterson, you're going to like that. But outside of that, I don't love the Braves bench. So, and what you mentioned with the bullpen, Jim, I don't know. I mean, a lot of those Braves bullpen guys, although they didn't have great years, they have playoff experience. But I think the Brewers have a little more depth. We'll see if that plays out, or if, like, the big names, it just depends who's got it that day.
What do you think about the decision to go Charlie first game for the Braves?
Love it.
Instead of Max.
Heart.
You like it? You'd rather have him start
It's the new
Max?
thing. It's the new thing, Trev. In the 5-game series, they like having their nastier pitcher game 2. We saw it last year. We saw it in 2019 a little bit.
What's the reasoning?
Because if you're
For
up,
game 5?
if you're up 1-0, you want your best pitcher to make it 2-0 and slam the door in a 5-game set. If you're down 0-1, you need your best pitcher to tie the series. It's game 2 is the more pivotal game in the series, is the thought process behind it. I'm not saying I agree with it or disagree with it. I get it though. I'd like to see more, but if you don't think your pitcher is going to be able to go 1-5, sometimes with the off day, whoever pitches game 2 could go game 5 because it's 3 days in between and they can like get some innings. So that's the new thought process. So I don't think they're saying they like Morton better than Fried. I think they're saying they like Fried better than Morton. It's a new way to look at it.
I don't like that because you're more guaranteed to get your guy in twice if you start him game 1. So I mean, I guess I get the logic, and maybe there's some thought like we have a better chance against Woodruff than Burns. So let's see if Charlie can beat him, and then we can bank on game 2. I guess that's kind of what you're saying too. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm a fan of putting your best pitcher in game 1 and letting him pitch as much as possible during the playoffs. Especially like Fried has been so freaking good in the second half. Best pitcher in baseball.
I love Fried, but I mean, hey, Charlie, he's right there with him, and he's got 12 playoff starts, including World Series and all that stuff. And like, I don't know. I think it's a flip a coin type thing. And Rosie said this too, that, you know, if a playoff series goes 5, I think you can pick your game 5 starter out of your game 1 or 2 starter. So let's say if this goes 5 and Morton gets rocked, you say, okay, we got Fried. If it's vice versa, you say, okay, we got Morton ready. So maybe that's a factor too, but I don't know.
Yeah, or you piggyback them and you go Fried as the opener and then Morton as the next 3 innings type thing. I don't know if I agree with it or not, Trev. I'm gonna watch it play out for a couple more playoff seasons, but that is the trend right now.
Yeah, we've seen it.
What if I told you guys one of those pitchers is like a tough Connecticut guy and the other's kind of like a Southern Cal, like, you know?
Oh my god! I don't even. I'll say it again. The best baseball in the world comes from California, specifically Southern California. So, whatever.
Oh, never been to Cuba, I guess.
I love Cuba. I do. But it's not the best baseball in the world. Southern California is the best baseball in the world.
Name your top 5 things about Cuba.
Randy Arozarena, Jose Abreu, Yordan Alvarez, what are the cigars called? I had them one time. They're like the cool ones you're not allowed to get anywhere.
Cuban cigars will allow it.
You could say cigars.
Cuban cigars.
Cohiba?
Cohibas. And then the last 2, I want to do 6. I want to do Tony Oliva, and I want to do Cuban sandwiches.
Nice.
I also like black beans and rice, too, like Cuban style.
Oh, okay. I was like, they can't claim that. But okay. 7 favorite things. Kyle, clip it, post it.
Yeah. Tony Oliva should be number 1, I think, actually.
Okay.
Do we talk about the Braves enough? We talk about the Brewers enough? Which side's going to be more upset with us?
Ooh.
Do we make decisions? I took the Brewers when we did our brackets. I believe. Did you guys both take the Braves? Jake took the Brewers.
I took the
Trev
Brewers.
took the Braves.
I have the Braves. Obviously, you guys know why. I got a lot of flack for that from some of our friends. I think this is going to be like a great series. I really don't have a lean here. Like Rays, I feel like I really have a lean there. Astros, I feel like I really have a lean there in that series. This one, I don't. I think this could go either way, and that's what I like, kind of, man. Surprise me.
I'm with you, Trev. I think these teams are really evenly matched up. A lot of high-end talent. I think the only series that has a chance to usurp it, did I use that word right, BBD? You're my word guy. Is the next series Dodgers-Giants. Tertiary colors. Usurp.
Yeah, Giants-Dodgers is the best series.
Oh, my God. Aesthetically pleasing. Never happened in the postseason before. A lot of storylines. Gabe Kapler versus Dave Roberts.
Ooh.
Did you hear about the bet that Bruce Bochy made with Dave Roberts?
Mm-mm.
Bruce Bochy bet Dave Roberts at the beginning of the season that the Giants would win the division.
That's awesome.
Well, you lost the bet.
Dave Roberts did.
Oh yeah. I thought you said the Padres. The Giants did win the division.
Giants would win. Yeah, he bet that his old team, the Giants, was going to win the division.
That's pretty crazy. Is that real?
Yeah, I would guess he's super rich, and they bet like an expensive bottle of wine, and it's kind of just like ride or die with his team.
Okay, I like that.
But yeah, I don't know how real that is, but it is on our stat sheet here that Erica put on, and I trust her.
I guess you have to fire Dave Roberts now. You can't bet in baseball. Whatever. It's not a big deal.
Holy smokes! There goes the Hall of Fame.
Sorry. Someone said Cuban coffee. I don't like Cuban coffee. That's
Never
a big
has.
thing, and it's. Think about like the most extreme shot of espresso you can have. That's Cuban coffee.
Okay.
Okay.
Giants Dodgers.
Giants,
We got to do a little
Dodgers.
preview here.
Giants, Dodgers.
Logan
This is it,
Webb,
man.
Kevin Gossman going 1-2 for the G-Men of San Francisco. Dodgers got Walker Buehler biting his twist offs, and Julia Urias.
Nailed it.
Says Julia,
God, I love
which made me
this.
laugh. What do you love
This
so
is
much
gonna be
about it,
so
Trev?
fun.
Tell everyone
This
your
is gonna
favorite.
Can we talk about Walker Buehler just real quick,
Yes.
biting the twist offs? Like, and then he why did he have to tweet out saying something? Just let it go, man.
He was a little drunk, and his tweet didn't make sense, and
Not at all.
I don't
I think it
know.
was electric.
My
Jake
brother
thinks it was
opens-
awareness. I don't know if it was. It's he's our best friend of the
Okay.
season, though.
Yeah.
You're right. My brother does the actual like pry off bottle caps with his teeth.
So as Jake, we told him he had to stop because he got to start taking care
I
of
had
himself.
to retire.
Yeah, it's so.
I'm thinking
dumb.
about getting some fake teeth though, so I might as well ride it out.
You want
Peter?
to go judge on us, Peter Moylan?
I want to go full Moylan. I want everyone to look at me and be like, "You're crazy."
C. Rose and I came to the conclusion this morning that Peter has teeth like a shark. Like if he loses one, another row grows behind it. So you might have 6 rows of those
It's a good
chompers.
theory.
Got to look next time I'm close to him.
Get new teeth, Jake.
I'm thinking about it. I don't have any money right now.
Smile. Let me see. Smile real quick. I don't want him. I don't want your new teeth to be too big. I
Dude,
don't want them to be
our buddy
overbearing.
Rob that has fake teeth and they look like massive fake teeth. He's only got like 4 fake teeth. I was like, what?
They're big. They cover the
You
whole
really
mouth.
do. You just kind of get those main ones. So my beer opening teeth, I mean, nobody sees those.
So you just want top row.
I don't know. I think I'm supposed to talk to like a tooth expert.
They melt down your teeth.
There's different
they
ways
screw
you can
teeth
go
on top.
about it. Yeah, you can do that. They also just have like caps you can put on that are just kind of plug and play.
Soft.
You have to file your teeth down to do those. That's
I got a fake. I got one. I got one fake tooth back here. They filed it down. You're awake during the whole thing. You swallow it. I'm just swallowing my tooth.
It's
right now.
exactly
gross.
what you guys are talking about. These are 2 of the best teams to link up. A 107 win team versus a 106. Same state. Some people say it's the best state for baseball. I say Cuba is. What's the difference maker? The Dodgers being better?
Mojo.
Oh man. This is another series I really don't have a lean.
I'll tell you
don't.
I'll tell you the difference maker, Jake.
What's that?
A stolen base in the 9th inning of Game 5.
Ooh. Dave Roberts.
It's gonna be huge this series. Who steals the bag? Pujols?
Lamont.
Go ahead, Jim.
I mean, if this plays out how the whole entire season has played out, there's one conclusion. It goes 5 games.
Yeah.
There's a brutal call in like the 8th inning, or a brutal like misplay, like Taylor not having his foot on the bag, or that check swing in the series back in like April or May, whenever that was, that everyone was up in arms about. And the Giants win on some singular thing like Avisel Garcia not catching a routine fly ball in right field when the Giants played the Brewers. The Giants are close, 2-2, 2-2, 3-2, 2-2, and they win Game 5 because there's one specific moment you can point at and say, man, that went their way. Maybe a base hits the bag, so Longoria can now tag the runner out as he's rounding third, Tatis, because Tatis thought it was going to pop over his head. And you're like, what? How did that go the Giants' way? And then we walk away and we're like, man, I think the Dodgers are the better team, but the Giants just caught a lot of good breaks. And they really took advantage of them because that's exactly how the season played out all year long.
Everything that I look at gives me no insight to what is going to prevail during these 5 games. Every time I'm like, oh, that looks like something. I'm like, no, that doesn't look like anything. The Dodgers starting pitching is good. The Giants starting pitching is good. I like both bullpens. You know, the Giants have a little bit like less of a, I mean, I don't want to say they have some flamethrowers, but they have some funk. But they also have Duvall throwing 104 miles an hour at the end of the game. I think the Dodgers are the better team overall, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything in this game of baseball sometimes.
Giants.
That's all?
Giants.
Put your non-existent car on the line.
It's
here.
on
you
the
gotta
line.
Just like give your car away. You're going
I'll
Giants?
give one away to a fan. If the Giants don't win this series, I'll give a car away to a fan.
Put your teeth on the line.
Teeth are on the line.
Ooh.
I'll give my teeth away to a fan if the Giants don't win this series.
Just like the melted liquid?
All of it.
Hey, Doc, can I save my old teeth? No, we grind them down to a liquid.
That's fine.
Yeah, can you just vial that up for me?
Vial that up, Doc.
Put it in
My dilemma is that I think the Dodgers are like so good, and I want to see them just be so good and just beat everybody. But at the same time, I want the Giants to win. So I kind of think the Dodgers are going to win the series, but I want the Giants to win the series. That's where my head is at. Great analysis by me.
If the Giants win, I need them to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I had a second part to that, but I didn't. I forgot the second part.
Because you want to see the Dodgers play really deep into the postseason because they're that good of a team. If the Giants knock them out and then just go get knocked out by, the Brewers or the Braves.
Yeah, it would be like, really? Pissed. We lost all that? Whoever wins, I need to win the CS, I guess. Well, I like the Brewers. Whatever, we'll see. We'll just let it ride and see what happens. BBD, can you give us all of the thoughts that you sat on during the course of this hour-long show that if we throw it to you in the moment you would have said? Can you just run through all of them?
All of them right now?
Just real hot.
Yeah.
Randy's the best. I don't like watching that series because the two teams I'm rooting against the most, so that kind of stinks. Other series, Astros are also good. I like the White Sox, and if they win today, that's nice for them. And Brewers are going to miss Devin Williams. That's not a unique thought, but I've been thinking it the whole time. That's the most prevailing one because I kind of can't get over the ripple effects of that. And Dodgers and Giants, I'm excited to watch because they're the two best teams.
Hell yeah!
Nothing during the Cuba times.
Cuba exists.
Yes. All over it.
What else do I love from Cuba?
Cars? Do you like old American cars? Because then you just
got a lot of those down there.
You say I like Cuban cars, and people know what you're talking
Butts?
about. I don't know.
I don't really know.
I'll Google it. Cuban butts images. Oh, it's all porn sites.
God, there's such a good Cuban restaurant in
Jake, I'm going to tell you something.
Minnesota.
You Google Cuban butts, you're not going to dislike what you see on the Google.
I'm Googling Cuban butts. They got butts?
There
are some wieners. Yeah. There are some wieners.
It's not safe for work. Jake's at work. I'm at home.
That's kind of an average size.
Wait, hold up. How do you have wieners?
I have the wiener.
I think that's
I have the wiener.
It's on. If
And
you,
I'm on the Talkin Yanks Google account.
Cuban butts. There's a lot of butts.
Don't Google this,
1, 2,
children.
3, 4, 5.
Second
6, 7,
row
8,
middle.
9.
There's a guy. Yeah.
For
How
me, it's
wide
the
are-
9th image.
How wide are your rows?
6, 7, 8.
My rows are 5 deep.
For me, it's the 10th image.
Oh, it is. Wait. Those two aren't.
Wow.
Combined. It's 10. It's the 10th image.
This says a lot about you guys. I don't got a wiener on my search result.
I'm
until...
on the Talkin Yanks Google account, so not my history.
You probably use that more than anyone else.
Yeah, and also I would guess this arrives on my history in the same spot.
Kind of love this idea from Gavin Grossman. Nice name, by the way, GG. Move the Rays to
61st
Cuba.
picture.
Let's go.
I got a wiener on my 61st image result for Cuban.
I think
butts.
you're missing it.
Did you spell it with 2 T's?
2 T's. Cuban butts.
Yeah, man.
2 words.
It's like it's mid coitus, and they're in like a bed,
Yeah.
and it's deep in my search.
I'll send you a pic.
Yeah. The lady in red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're just missing it because it's not an impressive wiener. You'd think it'd be.
You could miss that.
The
It
lady
reminds
in
me of me.
red.
Send you.
I'm just telling you that my Google results aren't giving me.
I'm
dick
just
and yours
telling
are.
you might be missing the dick.
I don't know.
Why didn't the Dodgers start Julio Urias game 1 and Walker Buehler game 2? They're not abiding by that.
Because they have 4 aces.
They just threw a bunch of aces in the air, and whichever one landed first just went first.
Yeah.
They flipped some coins.
Okay.
Who's got the better postseason stats? It's probably Urias, right?
He hasn't started a lot, but he's
I think Bueller has a big game reputation too.
Yeah, that's kind of a win-win.
big game.
Oh, I was missing it.
See? Trying
Well,
to
I
make
mean,
us
it's
out
not-
to be fucking creeps. You just don't know how to find a wiener.
I think it's creepy that your eyes immediately went to the wiener in that one and not the
We
butt.
just saw
That's
the
not
pictures.
creepy. It's not creepy, Jim. It's 2021.
The wiener was going into the butt.
I didn't see it.
I thought I had something else to tell you. Oh, we saw. Speaking of butts and wieners,
A lot of
we
kids
saw
listen
a
to
lot
this.
of
A
nipple.
lot of kids listen to this.
A lot of nipple on the Dodgers. We got
Yeah.
we got Bueller's nips. We got Scherzer's nips. We need to see Urias' nips. I need to know.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Need to see him.
Julio Urias nipples.
Oh, I have one more take. I hate Maldonado's catcher equipment.
Okay.
Don't be making your catcher equipment flashy and pretty. You're a catcher.
Oh,
You live
I
in the
disagree.
dirt. I love
Oh.
Yachty's. It should have pine tar all over it. It should be grimy. You shouldn't look like a neon road cone. He looks like a traffic cone sitting behind home plate. It's too bright. Get that-
I think that's next. I think we're gonna have some we do sometimes get outrageous catching gear, but I think it's gonna become more and more commonplace, and I'm kind of here for it.
too bright. It's too bright. It's not even Houston orange.
The Rays are gonna come back next year, and all their catchers are gonna be using those old school catcher's gloves with the orange. You know how they used to have like hit the orange. They're gonna do it.
I like.
They're like, this is how we create super teams. Everyone with the name Lau or Low, you're on our team. If you have some weird alliteration with your name, you're on our team. And then if you throw weird, you're on our team. And then if you have an orange catcher's glove, you're on our team.
Raise up the Cuban Ray, the Cuba Rays.
I would love that.
All right. Goodbye forever.
We got everything.
See you tomorrow. Got 4 games to recap tomorrow, but no previews, so we're good. Fix up.
Show us your nip.